Imagine a world where internet, banking systems, and even space missions suddenly stop working. This could happen one day if one thing fails: open source software. Open source software is the foundation of a digital world. It's code that everyone can see, share, and modify. Companies like Google, Amazon, and even NASA rely on open source software every single day. But here's the catch. Open source software is not developed by gigantic corporations. It's usually built by volunteers, people who code because they like it or because they want to make the world a little better. These comics illustrate how the digital infrastructure looks like, where somewhere near the bottom, there's a tiny piece of code that is maintained by a random person in Nebraska. And if this tiny piece of code fails, the whole infrastructure can collapse. Do you actually think that this can happen? Well, last year, someone almost broke the internet. A person in Finland, not Nebraska, was maintaining a data compression program that we thought was harmless, but he started receiving requests from people to make it better. And instead, it was discovered that they contained hidden malware. If this attack hadn't been stopped in time, hackers could have injected malicious code into countless number of computers, including yours. The reason this happens is that open source software is usually maintained by one or two people, like in the comic. Security is not their top priority, not because they don't care, but because they don't have the time or bandwidth. So what can we do? Here's where my research comes in. I'm focusing on two key areas. First, I want to understand what are the unique security challenges in open source. This means evaluating current tools and understanding why they usually don't work. I've realized that a lot of maintainers actively decide not to use some of the recommended tools because they don't meet their specific needs. Hence, my goal number 2 is to try to build custom tools and metrics that will actually take into account the difference between projects. I want to be able to have these tools and help maintainers to improve the security of their open source projects. My goal in the end is to make open source software secure and stronger for everyone. Because if we don't, the next attack might not be stopped in time. And then our whole infrastructure might be put at risk. Thank you.
Wow.